Hi guys, welcome back, and yeah, thanks for joining me again. So today I have been back in my local town, trying to inquire about a few more things. So today I went out to speak to other shop owners about utilities mainly, to try and find out how much their gas and electric and water are costing them. Fortunately, it isn't actually as bad as I thought it was going to be. Yeah, you say, obviously, a store that I'm hoping to run isn't going to be making coffees and food and drink sort of thing. So it's not really going to be using much of anything. Electricity is pretty much the main utility that I would have. Obviously, got to have lights in the shop. Obviously, you do have to pay water. Obviously, every time you flush the loo, it uses water. So, yeah, it really isn't actually as much as I thought it was going to be. Finally, a positive. So, yeah, that's actually been all right. So, box one ticked on information I can actually put into my business plan to take to the bank and hopefully secure a business loan, which, yeah, is going to be handy, seeing as I do not really have much backing me to start this up. So, next, I went round to inquire about rent, what properties were available, how much the properties were, what I need to be looking for in the property, how much the rateable value of the property is. And again, not too bad. This is probably one of those sort of points that was kind of middle ground. Yeah, so there are quite a few properties within my local town that are vacant at the moment, some of which I could not find anyone that was dealing with them really. They just seem to be empty with no means of anything going on there. I have found a few places that are intriguing to me. There is one location which had a floor space of 375 square feet, which sounds like a lot, really isn't. And that was up for £6,500 a year, which works out to be just over £500 a month. To be honest, it was sizable enough to be able to do something with, had ample parking nearby, but had no footfall traffic as it was within a bit of a residential area. So that one sounded good, but I think I would struggle when it came to the licensing for the hours that I would want to be running. So I think that one may be getting ticked off the list. Next was a location in the centre of town, which is within a small like market complex. Again, they were asking for £550 a month, I believe it was. But the size of the unit was quite small, even smaller than the previous store. £550 a month again takes it up to about the £6,500. Granted, I would be sharing the space with other stores. I believe there was a salon due to go in there, a tattooist to go in there. There was a bakery in there. But again, as I say, it's one of those ones. Being a startup, can't really ask for too much, especially when I don't really have the backing that I would like to be able to start this up. So again, that one was kind of applicable, but again, looking for preferably something better. The third location seemed like a bit of a dream, to be honest. It was previously a sweet store, I believe, and it does have 2 floors. Unfortunately, the price that it was at, I wouldn't be able to afford on my own. But speaking with the owner of the location, he has said that he would be interested in splitting the property into two, giving myself the ground floor, and if I could find a business that would be willing to take the upstairs unit, splitting the rent with them, which would also split the variable rate, which is based off the size of the unit of which you're using, which currently it is the variable rate of the entire property is at about £12,000, which kind of doesn't leave me anything to work with when it comes to building on the property, because you're allowed up to £12,500 on a variable rate before you start incurring business rates, which are an amount you need to pay, again, based off the size of the property. Where if I was to split the property in two between two businesses, we would split the floor space in a percentage of which we're taking, which I believe I would have about 55 to 60% of the floor space. They would have 45%, which would then bring it down to about £6,000 pounds on the variable rate, which would allow me to do more with the space before incurring charges. So that sounds perfect, because it also would bring the rent down, and I would be paying, again, 55-60% of the rent, which the rent was at, I believe, £1,250 a month. So bringing that down to £650 brings it, yes, more than what the other stores were looking, but just that ground floor unit was approximately 3 times the size of any of the other ones I had seen. So 3 times the size for that extra £100 a month. I believe I can make that work, purely because I would be able to fit more stock, have more of a differentiation in what I'm stocking, as well as having more floor space to be able to fit tables in for people to play. So that one sounds perfect, but the downside is it won't work unless I find someone to actually take the upstairs unit. The other downside to the upstairs unit is the only access to it is through the ground floor unit. So yeah, basically I would need to find someone that doesn't necessarily need walk-in trade, because of course they would have to walk through my shop to go up to theirs. So really what I would be looking for there is probably someone with a manufacturing sort of business, so someone that makes t-shirts, or someone that does artwork or something like that, or find something that fits in with the scheme of what I'm making. So as I'm doing in LGS, finding someone that wants to do a comic book shop, or a bobblehead shop, pophead shop, or something like that, or going into the slightly more sort of extreme of whether it be one of your herbalist sort of shops or something like that. As you say, it's difficult, because it's trying to work out what will work with you, but also happily have their access within your store. So yeah, it's been a long day. Obviously, you say trying to start this up with very little funding is difficult, which brings me on to the final thing that I did today, which was inquire about grants. Now, grants are money that the local council or businesses maybe will actually give you with no respect of return on that money. It's basically to try and get the town back up and running, get the shops filled that are empty currently, and try and make it prettier, because obviously when you walk somewhere and nearly every shop on the street is closed, it looks a bit dark and dingy, because you want that vibrancy of stores being open. So I found out that there are a few grants available. You've got a grant for stores that have been closed for over 6 months, and the idea is to try and get that store reopened. There is a grant for new startups like myself, and there are other grants available, but I believe most of those are for getting the shop prettied up and getting the outside of the shop made nice and stuff like that. But most of those are mainly applicable once I've got the location and am starting to do something with it. So yeah, as I say, it's been a long day. It's been an interesting day, and a lot of information has come out of it. Thank you for sticking with me for so long. If you're finding this interesting, please give me a like, subscribe, follow, share, whatever it is we do on this platform, as I will be sharing this on YouTube and Facebook. And yeah, please stick with us, and I will be posting up the GoFundMe, which obviously is one of the funding routes that I have chosen to attempt. And obviously I have no minimum on it, literally 50p upwards would be amazing. Anything anyone can spare to help me get this going. Obviously, I know that on some of the platforms you can subscribe and donate as well. So yes, please help out where you can, and continue to follow me and basically show me that people are interested in this shop opening up. So yeah, again, thank you very much, guys, and I look forward to posting my next video. All the best. Thank you.